you didn't necessarily think that this would be a feature film, but you obviously did want to keep this footage for later. What was your sort of daily process like in terms of sort of logging all of the video you had? Or was it just kind of, we're going to shoot it all and then figure it out when we get back down to the mountain what we have?
Yeah, well, just to give it a little context, so I've been filming and shooting kind of expeditions for 15 years. And so when we went into 2008, I was just thinking about shooting for posterity and you know, trying to be creative and capturing it in the most beautiful way that I could and following a rough narrative. But, you know, you're not logging footage every day.
Yeah, no, not necessarily in like the physical putting it down way, but like just mentally like, okay, what do we have? What do we need?
Yes. So I had been shooting a lot of expeditions, so I knew kind of all the pieces that you would need in a given day, or like the sequences or scenes that were important. You're very selective about how you shoot up there because you only have a limited amount of battery power, and you can't, you know, obviously recharge batteries and look at dailies, and so in a way you were forced to think really carefully about it. But that was kind of balanced by the fact that you only had a certain amount of bandwidth, so you know, you would shoot when you could. And there were certainly a lot of moments that went by where you were like, you wanted to shoot something and you couldn't because you were busy, you know. So that happened a lot.
Did you notice a different atmosphere regarding sort of footage between 2008 and 2011 in terms of while you were filming it? Sort of the day-to-day, I mean, I guess they're obviously willing to let you film the process, but was there a different attitude towards it the first time around versus the second in terms of, okay, we're going after the same goal, but maybe the mood of it is different?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of difference in the sense that, you know, the first one, I learned a lot from watching the first one and seeing the footage, and you know, there was a lot less pressure on the first one because I was just kind of filming for fun almost, and like picking up pieces, and you know, felt more playful in terms of like how we were covering it. And then in the second trip, also because of the DSLRs we were shooting, we had the capacity to give it much more of a cinematic quality, so I was filming it with much more, you know, attention, and you know, I could play with the depth of field, and the second trip I also focused a lot more, or we focused a lot more on, you know, the moments around the climbing. So, you know, there's so much tension just sitting in the portaledge. You don't need to have somebody hanging off the cliff. You could just point the camera at somebody sitting in the portaledge and they're not doing anything, but you can sense, you know, you can see it in their expression because it's all very real. And so we did focus on shooting a bit more around the climbing, and I think that was really helpful and useful for us.